John Stone, class of 1959, athlete. John started in basketball, baseball, and track while at Blue Duke. In the 1958-59 basketball season, he was named first-team All-State, averaged 32.8 points per game, including a 53-point game, and led the team to a 20-1 record and a #2 ranking in the state. In track, John was the Milwaukee County Trackman of the Year and placed second in state in both the discus and the shot put. In baseball, John earned first-team all-conference honors as both a pitcher and a first baseman. John was captain of the 1963-64 Marquette University basketball team and was named the university's outstanding senior athlete. He was selected for the All-World softball team twice and was also named to the Wisconsin Softball Hall of Fame and the Amateur Softball Association 1960s Team of the Decade. John coached the Whitefish Bay High School girls basketball team for 3 years and led the team to the state tournament in 1997. John's daughters both starred in basketball at Whitefish Bay, with Tiffany, class of 1987, earning a basketball scholarship to William and Mary University, and Lacey, class of 1998, earning a basketball scholarship to the University of Maine. John Stone.
This is a very special honor. My brother took me a nomination, and he passed away about a month ago. I know he'd like to have been here. But as I said, it's a special honor. I see a lot of my friends here, and I look back and I wonder where the last 50 years went. I see Rick O'Connor here. I saw him. Somebody better keep an eye on him. He's a troublemaker. I grew up in Whitefish Bay, and when we were kids, I remember watching Buzz. we watched their football team practice every day. And every day, they were so great. And the basketball team, believe it or not, they played their games. They played at the Henry Clay Gym, that little bandbox. The varsity basketball played at Henry Clay. Then they moved the games to the high school. They built the new Memorial Gym. This is the old gym now, the new gym then. And I went to the first game they dedicated. I remember they played Hartford. They had a big star in Hartford, Tony Straka, played at Wisconsin. Went to that game, I remember that. That Memorial Gym, we used to play baseball in the summer. Every once in a while, somebody jerk went up on the roof of the pool, and I thought, I got to go up and get those balls up there. So we knew our way around the school. We knew how to sneak into the gym and pull open the doors when they were locked and get up on the roof. And we went up to get those balls off the roof of the gym, and there was a wall. You had to climb over the wall, and I'm going to climb over the wall, and the balls are out there, and I see two people, there were two teachers, semi-clothed sunbathing up there. Never got the balls. But it was so different back then. We used to play the summer. We played baseball every day. We played in the morning. We played softball at Henry Clay on the asphalt. Afternoon, we played hardball. And when we got to high school, we had a softball team. We had a Whitefish Bay High School team, which was really good because anybody from the village could play there. We had the Marquette High guys playing for us too. And softball and hardball and what else did we have? And we played American Legion baseball too, so we were playing all the time. Lynn was on the team. Lynn was a shortstop. He used to infuriate the other teams. Lynn Ellenbeck, my best friend. They'd hit the routine ground ball to him, and he'd always infuriate him because he'd pick him up barehanded. He wouldn't use the glove, you know. And he had a cannon for an arm. He'd throw him out, and they'd be screaming at him, "You hot dog," you know. But we played, and one night we had a little conflict. We had the softball game and Whitefish Bay High School game the same night. So we're going to have to forfeit the softball game, right? No, no problem. We're not going to forfeit that game. We went over there the night before. We had a key to the bubbler that's outside the softball field, and we turned that bubbler on full blast. The thing came over the basin, and we tied it up so it ran all night. We got a call from the recreation director the next day, and he said, we're going to have to call the game off the field. We got to reschedule this thing. He said, I don't know who would do such a thing. Let me know when the game is. We used to play those games, and as I said, it was so different back then. We'd ride our bikes to Solly's. You know, Solly's wasn't over Washington Road. It was on Green Bay Avenue down by Burleigh and Chambers. Who would ride their bike down there? And, you know, we'd ride over to the Pig and Whistle, and it was different. Track, county trackman of the year, everybody said, what'd you do in track? You're not that fast a runner. What'd you? I was shot with the discus. It's a lot of fun practicing shot put and discus. That was great. I skipped practice a lot. I don't play baseball. But one day the coach came and he was going to film me, and then he was going to work on my footwork and increase my speed across the circle and all this. So he's filming me, and there was a JV track meet going on at the time in Shorewood. So he's filming me. I said, I want to see the end of this race. A friend of mine's running the last leg of this relay race. The finish was down by the 50-yard line of the football field. So he came with me. We jogged down there to watch the finish of the race. Then we came back, and he finished filming. Next week, it wasn't, you didn't get the film, you had to send it in, develop, you get the 8mm film back or something. It wasn't like the iPhones. So he called me out of the study hall. He said, I want to go over this film with you and show you. So he hadn't even seen the film. So we go to study, go down to the locker room, and he showed me the film. And he said, oh yeah, your footwork is blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, there's a tight close-up of some red shorts. While we left the camera unattended, when we went to see the end of the race, some kid from Shorewood got hold of that camera. I don't even want to tell you what was on that tape. He was so mortified. But in basketball, we had a great year. We won every game. Finished 20-1. We lost the last game at 1 point in the North Division. They won the state. Lynn was on that team too. The best teammate you could ever have. He never shot. We'd be playing, his man be singing out of me. They shoot, Lynn, shoot. Finally against Wauwatosa. The Wauwatosa game, I can remember we played at Wauwatosa and we were warming up and somebody threw a big carp on the floor, a fish. Whitefish Bay. And then we played and Lynn. Shoot. So he finally shot, and he made a bunch of shots, you know, and had to guard him a little bit. But the other thing I remember about the basketball, 30 years later, I go to a program honoring Clyde Rusk. He was a coach at Hale. Bob knows him. And I liked him a lot. And I just thought I'd go and be there and just honor the guy. So I'm at this reception, and this guy comes up to me, and he said, you remember me? I said, I don't. He said, I played for Hale. He said, I remember that game. You remember that game when we played you, and you were losing by 1 point with 15 seconds left, and you faked an injury, and then all of a sudden, after the timeout, you miraculously got well and scored the winning basket? You remember that? I said, matter of fact, I don't remember that. I said, I think we beat you by 10 points, there was no less. He said, he's getting real belligerent. I said, well, let's go talk to Coach Rusk and see if he remembers that. So I went over and I said, do you remember that game where the guy's standing there? He was a Hale player. And Russ said, no, he said, that was Ron Glazer from Washington. That wasn't you. And the guy's standing there. I felt like a fool. Anyhow, both my daughters play here. It's all come full circle. Tiffany played for Hall of Fame coach Jack Nagel, and they were well coached. He coached at Marquette University men's team. And they went all the way to the finals of the state, finished second in the state. And then when I was coaching, my younger daughter Lacey played, and they went to the state too. So it was quite a thing. I remember when Tiffany was playing, I used to sit, Jackie was watching Lacey. Lacey was just a little kid, and she'd want to bounce the ball and run around, and Jackie had to watch Lacey, so I'd sit up with the other parents. And everybody thought because we weren't sitting together that we were having marital problems. And in fact, the principal came up to Tiffany and said, "Gee, I'm sorry to hear about your parents. How are you handling it?" So the rumors started in the Whitefish Bay. I'd go on and on with the stories, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my Hall of Fame wife, Jackie. Went to all the games, the baseball games. I played after college. I'm not exaggerating. I played every night. Every night was a game, and Sunday morning I played at an inner city team. Jackie's at all the games. When in high school, Tiffany's games, the ups and the downs, and then Lacey's, when I was coaching, she hardly watched the game because she was taping the games for me so I could review the games afterward, and so thank you very much, Jackie. I got to tell you one more story, and I know I'm running along, but I got to tell you one more story about Jackie. I lived in Whitefish Bay. And I worked in Whitefish Bay, had an office in Whitefish Bay on Oakland Avenue. And I had, in that office, I had a beautiful antique 4.5 by 9 foot pool table. And we'd play once in a while, but not too much. And one day the UPS truck driver comes in, and he says, "I got a little time, let's play a little pool." So we rack them up, and the guy runs about 65 balls. And what the heck? Well, it turns out he was the state, they used to have the Sentinel Sports Show. He was the state 9-ball champion. He was the state champion, but he'd come in and we'd play pool all the time. We had a great time. And then, as a running joke, he serviced with the UPS truck Shorewood and Whitefish Bay. So whenever I'd see the UPS truck coming down Oakland Avenue, and he's busy and daydreaming, I'd pretend I'm veering over into him, and then we'd wave, and then every once in a while he'd come and he'd veer into me, and what the heck? So anyhow, one day Jackie had to have her car serviced. So she didn't know what's going to happen. So she takes me to work in my car, drops me off, and takes my car. So after work, she picks me up and she says, "You won't believe what happened today." Then this crazed UPS driver tried to run me off the road. He had me pinned against the curb. He thought it was me. He pulled up behind her and saw the car. Anyhow, so that's it. Thank you very much.